Yesterday, the King held a private meeting with former England football star David Beckham, opting not to meet his estranged son Harry. David Beckham visited Charles at his countryside residence, Highgrove, Gloucestershire, to gain insights into the King's Foundation, a charitable initiative close to the monarch's heart. As confirmed by a source close to the palace, this meeting occurred as Charles had a tightly packed schedule, leaving him unavailable to meet with his son Harry during the latter's recent 3-day visit to London. Harry's public criticisms of his family, including Charles, Camilla, William, and Kate, over the past 4 years, through TV interviews, his Netflix series, and his memoir Spare, contributed to the strained relations. It was disclosed exclusively last October that the football icon had accepted an invitation to discuss potential collaborations with the King for charitable endeavors, particularly focusing on providing skills training to young people. David Beckham, often nicknamed Golden Balls, distanced himself from Prince Harry following the latter's outspoken criticisms of the royal family, despite previously serving as an ambassador for the Invictus Games. This meeting occurred amidst light-hearted banter from Charles about being let out of his cage, as his son William engaged in a game of beach volleyball during his first public appearance since Harry's return to Britain. Today, Charles visited the Three Royal School of Military Engineering at Gibraltar Barracks in Minley, Hampshire, where he interacted with military personnel and their families. In a spontaneous gesture, the monarch expressed his apologies to the army for the impromptu nature of his visit, marking his first official military engagement since returning to public duties. Despite the last-minute arrangement, Charles was in good spirits, jokingly remarking that he had been eager to visit as soon as he was allowed out of my cage. Accompanied by Lieutenant Colonel Robert Grant, commanding officer of 3 RSME, the King shared a light-hearted exchange, stating, "I do apologize for taking you by surprise, but when this opportunity arose and I was let out of my cage, I couldn't resist coming for a look." Upon arrival, Charles was greeted by Lord Lieutenant Nigel Atkinson and Major General Eldon Miller, followed by a salute from a quarter guard comprising officers from the school. Notably, Charles assumed the role of Colonel-in-Chief in March the previous year, a position previously held by Queen Elizabeth II. Reflecting on the unexpected visit, Lieutenant Col Robert Grant remarked, "We only had a few days to organize everything, but when you receive a request to arrange a visit for His Majesty, there's only one answer." The King was seen smiling brightly as he engaged in conversation with trainees, instructors, and their families on the patio of the officers' mess. During his interaction with Sophie Mayers, who was heavily pregnant and only 6 weeks away from her due date, the King playfully remarked, "Are you sure you should be here today?" Sophie, married to Warrant Officer Class 2 Barry Mayers, an engineer, later commented, "I couldn't miss it. It's not every day that the King visits your husband's workplace." Young Louis Bacon, aged 6, presented the King with a handmade drawing he had crafted, expressing, "I wanted to make something special." Similarly, 6-year-old Lucas Stewart gifted the King with some honey produced on the barracks. In response, the King quipped, "Oh, just what I need," acknowledging the thoughtful gestures with amusement.